أعوذ بالله من الشيطان الرجيم. بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم. ثم الصلاة والسلام على خير أنبياء الله وسيد المرسلين حبيب إله العالمين المصطفى الأمين أبي القاسم محمد على أهل بيت الطيبين الطاهرين الغر الميامين، لا سيما بقية الله في الأراضين، مهدي هذه الأمة وخاتم الأئمة الحجة بن الحسن العسكري، روحي وأرواح العالمين لا ترى بمقدمه الفداء. قال الله العظيم في محكم الكتاب الكريم: أعوذ بالله من الشيطان الرجيم. بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم. يا أيها الذين آمنوا قوا أنفسكم وأهليكم نارا وقودها الناس والحجارة عليها ملائكة غلاظ شداد لا يعصون الله ما أمرهم ويفعلون ما يؤمرون. آمنا بالله. صدق الله العلي العظيم. If I can have another loud salawat, because the noises from the ladies' side is too much. Sallallahu ala Muhammad wa ala Muhammad. In this verse, Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala talks about to protect yourself and your family from the hellfire. And He describes the hellfire, that His hellfire is fueled by humans and rocks. And there are angels who are there to take care of the torture. وَعَلَيْهَا مَلَائِكَةٌ غِلَاظٌ شِدَادٌ, which will not disobey Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. You know, at least if we can, maybe some countries more, some countries less, but 50% of the humanity are women's. And that 50% supports and teaches the other 50% a lot of times. Without women, really, the life is impossible. Without women's, life is a living hell. Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, as a gift, as something that was wonderful, gave Hawa to our father Adam. If it wasn't for Hawa, Adam will be all alone. You know, I can reckon women can have their own country without any contribution of any man, but I doubt man can have that. Anyway, so if the women are so important, you know, you see, let me say this first. In some backward societies, you see, let's say a third world country, is one of the reasons of that world is being third world is not taking enough care of their women. That's why even Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala says in the Quran, what if the girl that's been buried alive comes at the day of judgment asking Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, why have you buried me, O my father? You know, the Arabs were on a brink of extinction before Rasulullah sallallahu alayhi wa alihi wa sallam. Allahumma salli They were mistreating their women. They were burying their girls alive. So Rasulullah sallallahu alayhi wa sallam and Islam changed all that. You know, whatever you see in our countries, in some Muslim countries, that contradict this, it's contradicting Islam and the Prophet teaching. So he gave her value, he gave her some duties to do. So if this girl is so important, if this woman is so important, that can change a whole society. You know, usually there is, before I finish this, there's a poet that says, الأم مدرسة إن أعددتها أعددت شعبا طيبا أعراقي. That a woman is a school. If you prepare it well, you will prepare a whole nation well. Like, you see, what school usually graduates, it's good people. You know, you pay more to go to Harvard, to go to Princeton, to go to Auckland University's medical. So all that you need to go to somewhere that gives out some good people, train good people. A woman is like that. If it's been prepared well enough, will create not just a family, will create a nation. You know, I don't know who said that, but it's a wonderful saying. Behind every great man, there's a great woman. Truly, you know, Sheikh Al-Ansari, this is probably the third time I'm speaking about this great man, Sheikh Murtada Al-Ansari, who was a descendant of Jabir ibn Abdullah Al-Ansari, which I again spoke about maybe 3 times this throughout Muharram. He, at his mother's funeral, you know, he was marja. He had many students. He took his imamah off and started crying his eyes out. Crying out loud. In his mother's funeral. Some people around him, you know, a lot of us, we think of those giants as like really holy mans. What they do is a model, it's an ideal thing. Anyway, so the people around him start saying, Shaykhana, it's not proper, you know, for someone with your status to do this. He said, why it's not? What I have is from this mother. If it wasn't for her efforts, I would have not reached this level of ilm, of taqwa. It was all for my mothers. You know, I heard this, I saw this like maybe 10 days ago, the last interview with one of the most biggest, at least recorded history of Shia lecturer and scholar. Lecturer, let's say, was an Iraqi scholar and lecturer by the name of Dr. Sheikh Ahmed Al-Wa'ili. Very famous, a giant. He died after the fall of Saddam I think in Baghdad. So he went back to his country and now is buried in Najaf. I saw his last interview that he speaks about his life, and he include his mother in that. He says she had a big role for me to be like this. She was a Husseini mother. She was a mother that had love for Imam Hussein salawatullahi wa salamu alayhi. So, salamu alayhi. So she had a big role for me to become like this. Another great example, maybe not the greatest, it's the second greatest example, is Al-Baneen salawatullahi wa salamuhu alayha. I'm saying the second because Fatima al-Zahra, of course, is the first. It's always the first. Al-Baneen Fatima al-Kilabiyya radwanullahi ta'ala alayha had a big role in her son's life. First of all, she taught them to obey their imam. You know, she raised 4 kids, 4 boys, 4 orphans, 4 orphan boys. Abu al-Fadl Abbas, let's say he was about 15, 16 years old, and we have the same لا يتم بعد بلوغ ولا رضاعة بعد فطام. After you become baligh, you're not an orphan anymore. But let's say just 3. How about that? And they say one of them was 1, one was 3, and the other apparently is 5 or so. Under 10 years old, that's for sure. For Uthman, right? And Muhammad. And those, but you see what kind of training, what kind of teaching she taught them to follow their imam. You know, Abu al-Fadl Abbas salawatullahi wa salam alayhi, when he was martyred, he was 35, 36 years old. Someone at the gate of Sham. So ahead, of course, beside head of Abi Abdullah al-Hasan salawatullahi wa salam alayhi, there is difference from the others here. And what was very noticeable, he was young, of course, with curly hairs, that the mark of his sujood, was on his forehead and on his nose. He asked who that head belonged to, and they said Abbas ibn Ali. So she had a big role for him to be what? This mutadayyin. I'm 40 years old now, and I don't have any mark. For someone to pray this much and to be like Abu al-Fadl Abbas alim. You know, Amir al-Mu'mineen salawatullahi wa salam alayhi had many sons. One like Muhammad ibn al-Hanafiyyah. And we don't say, I don't know, I looked for the reason, I couldn't find any. Maybe was my lack of knowledge or the searching skill. But of why Muhammad ibn al-Hanafiyyah was not named Muhammad ibn Ali. Even though Rasulullah sallallahu alayhi wa alihi wa sallam said to Amir al-Mu'mineen salawatullahi wa salamu alayhi, Allah will give you a son, so name him after me, and I will give you permission to give him a kunya of Abul Qasim. So his status was good, at least enough to have that kunya of Rasulullah sallallahu alayhi wa sallam. No one have this permission to have this kunya other than Rasulullah sallallahu alayhi wa sallam. Always keep this hadith in your mind when Rasulullah sallallahu alayhi wa sallam said the very stingy person is the stingiest of person who my name is mentioned to and doesn't do salawat for me. So Abu al-Fadl Abbas salawatullahi wa salamu alayhi, if you compare it with Muhammad ibn Hanafiyyah, why his name was Muhammad ibn Hanafiyyah? Because his mother's name was Khawla al-Hanafiyyah. She was from a tribe called Hanafiyyah. She was brought as a prisoner in the time of the first Khalifa. They sold her. Her tribe came to Amir al-Mu'mineen. Amir al-Mu'mineen salawatullahi wa salamu alayhi first released her, then gave her the mahar. He asked for her, and he married her. So he had this Muhammad ibn Hanafiya. First he wasn't with Imam Hussein in Karbala. That's alright, maybe he was sick, and there's narration that he was sick. His hands were, because he was very brave, he was very strong. But in one of the war, apparently was the Jamal, Amir al-Mu'mineen, they told him that you are a 60 years old man, about 61, 62 years old man. So you don't need to go to the battle yourself. Just, get the young into the game. Muhammad is very strong, he's capable. Okay, he gave Muhammad the banner for Muhammad to go, and he told him, تد قدمك في الأرض ورمي نظرك أقصى القوم. Like, stay firm and look at the end of the army, not at the beginning, like you want to go there. وَاعْلَمْ أَنَّ النَّصْرَ مِنْ عِنْدِ اللَّهِ, and know that you will gain victory from Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. So he gave him that. He wanted to go. When he started to go with his horse, all of a sudden they showered him with what? With arrows. So he lifted his horse and came back. When he said to him, why did you came back? He said, you saw that all the arrows that are coming towards me? So I just came back to, protect myself from the arrows. Then, of course, he wanted to charge. What he said to him, لَقَدْ مَسَّكَ عَرْقٌ مِّنْ أُمِّكَ. This was because of your mother. This was because of your mother. This is not me. That's why when he chose al-Baneen, Amir al-Mu'mineen chose what? A woman that the bravest of the brave of Arab gave birth to her. So that's why Abu al-Fadl Abbas salawatullahi wa salam alayh, did he came back when Imam Hussein sent him for water? No. He went there. So Amir al-Mu'mineen says, لَقَدْ مَسَّكَ عَرْقٌ مِّنْ أُمِّكَ. The mother has a big role. Fatima al-Zahra bint Muhammad sallallahu alayhi wa alihi wa sallam. When she was praying, you see Imam Hassan and Hussein around her. She brings them close to say, she says the dua, they say the Ameen. Sometimes I learned this trick to let my boys, they're innocent, they don't know any better, and I tell them to go Ameen or to ask Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala for this. I want it, so I tell them, hey, I push them. Even we have a riwayat narration about this. If you wanted to do dua, bring your sons and daughters, put them around you. So Allah will have mercy on them, so you will be included. So Fatima al-Zahra salawatullahi wa salam alayha, you see, she sent Imam Hassan salawatullahi wa salam alayhi to where? To Masjid of Rasulullah. And when he comes back, she asked him of what Rasulullah sallallahu alayhi wa sallam or Amir al-Mu'mineen had to say. What was their speech? He sits and starts saying what Rasulullah sallallahu alayhi wa sallam or his father Amir al-Mu'mineen sallallahu wa sallam alayhi says. One day she said that to him. Imam Hassan was sitting, and Amir al-Mu'mineen, he entered the house, but like quietly. He was standing apparently behind the curtain to hear his son speaking. So she said to him, speak. He couldn't. Speak again. He couldn't. It says that there's something here, that the presence of someone great is here, that he's looking over me, so I can't speak. When Amir al-Mu'mineen salawatullahi wa salamu alayhi there, Imam Hassan doesn't open his mouth. Like I said this about Abu al-Fadl Abbas salawatullahi wa salamu alayhi. Well, we because we don't know much about his life, because he was present in Amir al-Mu'mineen life and his Imam Hassan life and Imam Hussein life salawatullahi wa salamu alayhi. And Fatima al-Zahra was like that too. So Another thing is to keep them sometimes awake for the Laylatul Qadr. We have that for the 23rd. And we hear this riwayat about Imam Hassan saying to his mother when she did dua, she prayed for her neighbors from the sunset till the dusk, that why didn't you pray for us? You see, Imam Hassan's there. He hears her. He noticed that. So all that, we have all this narration as a what? Teaching us how to treat our kids, how to raise our kids. صلى على محمد وعلى محمد. We have this narration about the first, after the first night of marriage of Amir Mu'mineen salawatullahi wa salam alayhi Fatima al-Zahra alayhi salam. Rasulullah comes to their house and asks her, how did you find your family? Meaning Fatima al-Zahra. And Amir al-Mu'mineen replies, نعم العون على طاعة الله. That she's the best assistant to me to worship and to pray for Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, to obey Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. So if that's any indication, it's indicate how to choose your partner. Not based on look, not based on money, on status, based on what? The religion. That we have this narration. If someone bases choosing his family, and choosing his family, of course, choosing his wife, choosing family based on look or money, both of them will be gone. And the religion itself will be remaining. And subhanAllah, you can have all the three qualities in some moments. You can have two qualities at least, without the money. But you are the one who should provide, right? So at least this is up to you. She has the beauty, and every woman has her own beauty, of course. Every woman is beautiful in her own way. Anyway, so that's another thing to keep in mind. The second point is to teach our kids. For the women, to teach the kids. They have more time and more patience, of course, for the kids than we do. We have little patience and little time to spend with our kids. So, but the women's, if they are been prepared to teach their kids the values of Islam, the values of Ahlulbayt salawatullahi wa salamuhu alayhi. You see, if you prepare a girl like this, that's why having a girl has more benefits for a man than a boy. Having a girl, subhanallah, Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala gave even more thawab for someone to raise a good girl than to raise a good boy. Because raising a good boy, okay, maybe he's good for himself, but raising a good girl, she will raise what? A family. I remember, may Allah have mercy on all of our deceased, my grandmother, she was really a role model for us. She taught us so many things of what she learned from her father and from her family. Of course, she was from a very religious and very well-respected family, but still, a lot of du'as, a lot of hadith, a lot of riwayat. My father had little time for us, but she was there. So don't think that now maybe you don't have time, even the women don't have time for their kids, but you will have time, inshallah, for your grandsons and granddaughters. So you can teach them. And you see, a lot of times, you see the grandparents, they teach their grandkids more than they teach their own sons and daughters. And they will have a bigger effect on them. So if you teach that to a good woman, you see, subhanAllah, from this woman lineage will come ulama, scholars, mu'mins. Ilm is good in itself, of course. But ilm without iman is nothing. It's nothing. It's like, I don't know, living life like anyone else and just going through this life without obeying Allah. I think it's a waste of your life. Another thing for the ladies to have a bigger effect on their kids is how they behave. Fatima al-Zahra salawatullahi wa salamu alayha, towards the end of her life, what she says to Amir al-Mu'mineen salawatullahi wa salamu alayhi is heart-aching, but again, it's something that we can learn from. ما وجدتني كاذبة ولا خائنة ولا خالفتك مذ عاشرتني. I didn't lie to you, I didn't betray you, and I didn't disobey you. Of course, disobeying in some issues, it's something that every woman can do, sometimes, but not on every little things. Yes, go right, do not go left, or sometimes really you don't need Google Map, you just need your wife. But the matter is, for Fatima al-Zahra, what she's teaching us, have a simple life. Accept simple life. Don't pressure your husband. So when a woman sees that in her mother, it's the best way of teaching. If she sees, she doesn't scream at her father, she's respectful. Of course, it should be mutual. And she doesn't lie. I don't know why Fatima al-Zahra salawatullahi wa salamu insisted on saying, I didn't lie. But it must be something that at most important, that Fatima al-Zahra salawatullahi wa salamu left that towards the end of her life. I didn't lie to you. Maybe a white lie that some women say will have a really major effect on their kids, because they notice these things. They being like hypocrites, what have you been doing? I was playing with my mobile. Or she says that, no, I was like studying or whatever thing. This will have a major effect on your kids. If a lady does that, how she behaves in her house, that will be the biggest advantage for her in for their kids. I remember this one was saying about his mother. Apparently she was an old lady. Even the way he said he was praying was like her. As an example, someone asked him, do you have a breathing problem? He says, no, I don't. So the guy said that, why do you pray like this when you say, Ashhadu an la ilaha illallah? Why do you pray like this? He said, I just copied how my mother used to pray. So I pray like this now. You learn a lot from your mother. Sure. So if a mother, we tend to become less than what they are, right? I speak about myself. So if you see, especially when you in a different environment, you see someone who is very religious will get like, maybe if he's 100%, will get like 90% religious kids, especially the effect of the West and the media and all that. But if a lady, she's on the what? On the edge. Sometimes I have this debate about, they ask, okay, is it permissible? Yes, of course it's permissible, but it's on the edge. It's on the edge. If you do this, your kid's gonna be what? They're gonna fall. They're not gonna be like you. They're not gonna understand this concept that you follow this marja, and he said this is permissible. But maybe permissible in some other situations. In some situation, I remember this woman, my cousin told my sister about these little kids that used to go to their school with a niqab on. And their mother, she didn't put on her niqab. She didn't put any niqab, or she didn't wear even, she was on the edge. She wasn't wearing a whole full bulletproof hijab, let's say. So she said, she asked them, why do you wear this? She said, because we're very beautiful, and my mother, she's afraid that we from the evil eye. That's why we wear hijab and niqab for that. Even they say Yusuf ala nabina wa alihi wa alayhi wa salawatu wa salam used to wear Allahumma salli ala Muhammad wa ali Muhammad. See my point here? The ladies were before, starting with I got my point more across. Salli ala Muhammad wa ali Muhammad. Please, go. So the behavior is my third point. Fourth, education. Sometimes they say, okay, what use? It's a well-educated lady. I tell you what, truly, I tell you what, maybe she's gonna be, grow to be a housewife. But imagine a literate housewife with an educated housewife. She will bring up what? A much better kids, or much more educated kids, even though she stays at home. So don't object for your girls to get a higher education, because you will get that benefit at the end. Your kids will be much more educated and much more advanced than some illiterate woman that doesn't know even how to type or how to write. Maybe, of course, we have this advantage in this country and in the West for our girls to have better education, to our girls to be much more educated. So we can, take advantage of this for our grandsons and granddaughters, even though most probably a lot of us not gonna see them, down the line, but they're gonna benefit from it. They will have a much bigger chance to have a better life. And a better education doesn't just mean a better education in what? Academic education, but again with religion. If a lady is well educated in religion, she will educate even her husband in the future. A lot of us are afraid of our ladies, right? It's a true fact. But what we can do here is I notice I just confessed in front of my wife here. And so that this lady in the future, you will get a kid that truly can support a whole family and educate a whole family, because she was educated in religion and in academic. So they will get the benefit of both worlds, here and thereafter, and hereafter, inshallah. So again, educating our girls is if not more important, is as important of educating our boys. So taking our girls to the seminary, to the lectures, to get them educated in religion is, again, it's a very important issue. The fifth one is وَبِالْوَالِدَيْنِ إِحْسَانًا. You know, there's a risalat of حقوق of Imam Zain al-Abidin salawatullahi wa salam alayhi. I was reading to get the today I was wanted to get the translation for that risala. It's translated on the internet, you can find it. It's very beautiful about حقوق of the yourself, your wife, your kids, the society, all that. But what I notice is Imam salawatullahi wa salam alayhi talks about the حقوق of your mother more than he talks about حقوق of your father. So let me just go through it very quickly. فحق أمك فإن تعلم أنها حملتك حيث لا يحمل أحد أحدا وأطعمتك من ثمرة قلبها ما لا يطعم أحدا أحدا وأنها وقتك بسمعها وبصرها ويدها ورجلها وشعرها وبشرها وجميع جوارحها مستبشرة بذلك فرحة موابلة محتملة لما فيه مكروهها وألمها وثقلها وغمها حتى دفعتها عنك يد القدرة وأخرجتك إلى الأرض فرضيت أن تشبع وتجوع هي وتكسوك وتعرى وترويك وتغنى. That she did not care if she went hungry as long as you ate, and if she was naked as long as you were clothed, and if she was thirsty as long as you drank, and if she was under the sun and you were under the shade. Allahumma arham amwatana jami'an. But the woman that you see here has more respect in Islam. That we have Al-Jannah, like in heaven, it's under the feet of who? The mothers. The mothers. They have all this. So when you prepare a good mother, you what? Prepare a good world, not just a good society. A good world. If a corrupt mother will corrupt the whole society. So inshallah, Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala gives us this opportunity to raise a good daughters, inshallah. Imam Hussein salawatullahi wa salamuhu alayhi. He had good daughters too, who didn't forget him. Sukaina salawatullahi wa salamu alayha, through her life, didn't forget her father. Fatima salawatullahi wa salamu alayha, didn't forget her father. But you know, when you have a young kid, a younger girl, she's not gonna understand the concept of someone's dying, someone who is gone. I think that throughout this 20 days from Karbala towards the Sham, Sayyidah Zainab salawatullahi wa salamu alayha protected Sayyidah Ruqayyah from seeing the head of Abi Abdullah al-Hussein salawatullahi wa salamu alayhi. But one day, Sayyidah Ruqayyah started to insist on seeing her father, wanting her father. she woke up, and the reason was she woke up crying that I want my father. I want Abi Abdullah al-Hussein. What happened? I saw him in my dream. So I want my father. So what this caused is for the ladies to cry too. The sound got louder and louder and louder until it reached Yazid ibn Muawiyah alayhi la'anatullah. He was disturbed by the sound. He asked them, what's the sound? They said that it's coming from the ruins that we put Ahlulbayt salawatullahi wa salamu alayhim in. They went and asked, why are you crying? They said, there's a little girl of Hussein. She wants her father. They came back to Yazid, told him that she is crying, she wants her father. This merciless tyrant told them to take her father to him. So he brought the head of Abi Abdullah al-Hussein with a cloth on it. She said, Amma Zainab, I didn't ask for food. I don't want any food. Imam Zayn al-Abidin said, this is what you want. She removed the cloth, seeing the severed head of Abi Abdullah al-Hussein salawatullahi wa salamu alayhi. Oh Father, who killed you? Oh Father, who took you from? Oh Father, oh Abi Abdullah, take me to you. She started crying and crying and crying on the head of her father. All of a sudden, she was quiet. Sayyidah Zainab said maybe she just went to sleep. But Imam Zayn al-Abidin told her to take off my sister. She's dead. They brought some lady to wash her, to prepare her, to bury her. The lady asked that did she die from some kind of disease? They said no. Why? And she said that there is why her back is full of black stripes. She said this is the lashing of the enemy. Inna lillahi wa inna ilayhi raji'un. سيعلم الذين ظلموا آل بيت محمد أي منقلب سينقلبون والعاقبة للمتقين. اللهم إنا نسألك وندعوك باسمك العظيم الأعظم الأعز الأجل الأكرم يا الله 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 يا الله. اللهم عجل وقرب في فرج صاحب العصر والزمان. اللهم اجعل فرجنا مع فرجه. اللهم انصر الإسلام والمسلمين واخذل الكفر والكافرين واجعلنا في بلادنا سالمين غانمين. وإلى من رحل من جمعنا هذا وإلى شيعة أمير المؤمنين صلوات الله وسلامه عليه وموتانا وموت الحاضرين نهدي لهم جميعا سورة المباركة الفاتحة تسبق الصلاة على محمد وآل محمد.